Well, greetings from the General Board of Church and Society of the United Methodist Church. My name is Laura Kigweba James. I am the Program Coordinator for Grassroots Organizing.
And I'm John Hill. I serve as the Deputy General Secretary here at the Board of Church and Society.
As the General Board of Church and Society, we are committed to equipping all United Methodists to live our faith, to seek justice, and pursue peace. Our commitment to faith, justice, and peace is deeply connected to our responsibility to care for creation. As United Methodists, we believe that all of God's creation is to be valued and conserved. As the church, we live out this value through our organizing and advocacy. In our organizing, our connectional identity as a church provides us with opportunities to mobilize throughout our United Methodist body. GBCS supports spaces like the United Methodist Creation Justice Movement, which includes United Methodist agencies, organizations, and local churches in the US and abroad, where we collectively work together to create change. We also work throughout our global church to support efforts for climate justice responses in countries like Nigeria, the Philippines, Zimbabwe, and others. Another opportunity to organize at Church and Society is through our coalitions and partnerships. As the church, we must be led by the work of Black, Indigenous, and communities of color climate leaders and organizations to bring about collective change. We are a member of the U.S. Climate Action Network, and this collaboration equips us to work with and center voices in actions of communities of color in the U.S. and around the world. We also partner with organizations like Creation Justice Ministry to build with ecumenical leaders. All of these relationships strengthen our commitment to seek justice and care for God's creation in the way that God has called us.
And as Laura said, it is through these relationships, through our connection with frontline communities, through ecumenical and interfaith partners, that we are able to strengthen and really inform our advocacy. I'm standing here in Simpson Memorial Chapel at the United Methodist Building in Washington, D.C. This building was set here in 1923. It's right across from the Supreme Court and the U.S. Capitol. It was built as a place of prayer, of witness, and of advocacy for a more just and peaceful world. We also have an office at the United Nations and equally engage in international conversations about how to bring about justice for God's people and God's planet. We know that we're in the midst of an election season right now. And in some ways, we cannot predict the future, but we do know that the urgency of action is now. We know that regardless of the outcome of the election at local, state, and federal levels, that the real work will begin when those elected officials take office. And we need to hold them accountable to a vision of justice and peace. So we at Church and Society are here to support you in that effort, to sort of demystify some of the advocacy. We have things like our toolkit, the Creating Change Together toolkit, that has simple one-pagers on how to contact your members, decision makers, members of Congress, how to call in, how to do social media advocacy, so that together we can really build more just and sustainable world. So we are grateful for your commitment to this movement and look forward to working together as we do seek justice for God's people and for God's planet.